It was an unbelievable catch. He held on the ball all the way through. I was like, damn, did he touch his foot? But never saw that left foot touch. It's like you watch the replays and you're like, is it going to touch? Is it going to touch? And it never touched. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Not Just Football with Cam Hayward. I'm Cam Hayward, but I'm also the Wolverine. And we are joined today by Connor Stallions. How you doing?
Connor Stallions, the Steeler version. I decided to be hired by the Steelers this year. That's why the offense, if you want to know why it's looked better, it's because of me.
First of all, we would never hire you.
What are you talking
We would
about?
never hire you. We would never waste our time.
Look at the gear. I have all the gear. I have my glasses that I wore in Central Michigan.
I'm not a big fan of that. You know, we'll move on. But, yeah, I hope you're excited. First time for Wolverines on here. We would never do this, but now we have finally said we will have two Wolverines on for our show. But we have to move to some real action and recap this Giants game. What'd you think?
It was a really great game. I thought the offense looked really well, moved the ball incredibly well. I want to hear what you think. I have a feeling there's something that's you're not very happy about, though, in last night's performance by the defense.
What is that?
You gave up a lot of rushing yards.
Damn right, I'm not happy about that. Going into the game, I thought we were doing a good job stopping the run. You watch that game, yards after contact, you give props to them. But, man, we got to wrap up. We got to tackle, especially giving them explosion runs. That's not allowed. Multiple teams are going to try and duplicate that. They're going to go back to that formula and see if they have more success with it.
What were they doing exactly that had a lot of success? Because it felt like they were running really well out of the shotgun.
We got to get off blocks. I don't think we did a good job of getting off blocks, and then just tackling. I think our tackling struggled at some points, and it gave up 7 points when we needed to keep them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, no, but I still think at the end of the day, defense made enough plays. I want to go to the offensive side of the ball. What'd you think of our boy Russ cooking again for the second straight week?
He cooked.
That's all you got for me?
No, I'm just kidding. I thought he did a good job. Man, had some pretty balls out there. Some pretty air balls where, feeding George Pickens, feeding Van Jefferson, feeding Calvin Austin. It was a multitude of guys getting the ball. It moved us down the field. There were a couple times it was third and long, and we delivered. He delivered in those moments. Dealing with the pressure by a guy like Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns and still be able to complete some of those balls were big for us and kept them moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that ball to Pickens on the sideline, an absolute dime. And I thought the one to Calvin Austin was a dime. And the underrated one, it would have been a tough play by Scotty Miller, but that deep ball I thought was a really nice ball too. Russ looked really good. And I got to say, too, Najee Harris, man, that run game. How happy are you as a defensive guy seeing you guys run the ball and control the clock?
We always laugh because the way they pronounce Najee's name on the Jumbotron is Najee. You hear it more and more, and you're like, damn, he must be cooking. And you look at that game, and he got after it, fell forward multiple times. And he just felt like the O-line, I think they had like almost 100 yards at half, but they kept falling forward. It's tough against a stout front like that, but I thought we did a pretty good job on that.
Yeah, 3 straight games of over 100 yards for Najee. The run game is really picking up. And honestly, the offensive line's banged up and still doing a great job.
Yeah, we'll get a guy like Frazier back in the next couple weeks and see what we can have from there.
Yeah, that bye week, I think a couple guys are supposed to be back after that week, so hopefully get healthy. I do want to talk about a few plays in the game, though. That 2-point conversion play, were you on the field for that? I missed that if you were on the field.
I was not on the field.
What did you see with that? What the hell was that, man?
So it's the old duck formation. I think since he used to run it, Miami has run it a couple times. But, it's to spread you out and see if you can count. They definitely had numbers. We're going to have to answer for that in the future. But, Alex Highsmith makes a great play, slashes through, gets the tackle. But, poor execution on them. Better play by Alex Highsmith.
That's just a wild-looking play. Nobody on their side was ready. It was honestly, that was kind of how the night went for the Giants. A lot of penalties on both sides of the ball, but particularly on their side. They really committed a lot of penalties. Well, hey, let me ask you this, too. Another guy. Jermaine Eluminor, did we pronounce that correctly? I hope I did.
I think you did.
The offensive tackle for the Giants had some words this week about wanting T.J. Watt one-on-one. if bulletin board material is a real thing, that is the perfect example of it, correct?
Very true. You know, teams don't want to see TJ Watt on an island. And the kid wanted an island. You know, that island sank. There is no island anymore. It was washed up in the Hurricane Watt. You know, and then Alex got a sack over there too. You know, it is not a good feeling when you poke the bear. And TJ Watt, you know, I'm petty. I send him stuff in the group chat. I make sure he knows. Make sure he's circling it. But you know, it's nice to see TJ just destroy that and make sure the kid knew. Don't be calling me out if you don't want the smoke. You know, last time they played each other, I think TJ had 2 sacks there. So, you know, he could be all for the competition, but shoot, you better be ready to perform in those moments.
They actually mentioned your pettiness on the broadcast about how you kept receipts about you, but so just your pettiness was on display. Who was talking though? Was it you talking or was TJ talking yesterday to him?
We didn't have to talk, but we already knew going in, like, we were going to handle this right then and there. You know, TJ, you know, made sure that this dude wasn't going to leave the stadium without, you know, having to deal with him. And he kept saying they were going to leave him on the island. You know, you got to make sure you leave that tight end the chip, you leave that running back in the chip, because if TJ gets that edge with nothing else, it's you know, it's a confirmed kill.
Yeah, I think I saw somewhere that Daniel Jones said that on that play it was his fault. He should have motioned over a tight end, I believe, to come help Chip. Didn't do it, and that was obviously what happened. How difficult is it to get a strip sack? He makes it look so easy, man. How difficult is that? Is that really for him to do? And he had the triple, right? He got the ball back too.
You know, I think he's in the perfect situation to do it. He's coming off the right side. I mean, he's coming off the left side, where the ball's usually exposed for a right-handed quarterback. But you know, it's about having awareness, making sure you're ready for those moments. About, you know, going off that edge, making sure you have to be fast enough. You got to have the hips for it. And most guys aren't able to do that and put that together like that. And then just the awareness to pick the ball up again, man, that is a good feeling as a defender to get off the field.
He's so good at it. Like, it's like, and if he gets close to it, you just assume he's taking the ball away. He is so good at that. I want to go 2 George Pickens plays with you, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.
Let's start with the double tap, the double right foot double tap doesn't count as a catch.
Right.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
You did know that.
I did know that. Unfortunately, I've seen plays like that happen before. As a defender, you love it because, you know, it gives the defense an extra added defense where a guy can't just tippy toe on 1 foot and act like he's in. But as a teammate, I hate it because it was an unbelievable catch. He held on the ball all the way through. I was like, damn, did he touch his foot? But never saw that left foot touch. It's like you watch the replays and you're like, is it going to touch? Is it going to touch? And it never touched. But you know, you live and you move on.
Could we not argue, though, tapping the right foot twice is probably more impressive than getting the left foot down?
No, I think getting 2 feet down is definitely.
That's 2 feet, though.
It's not 2 feet. That's 1 foot 2 times.
No, hold
There's
on. How can your shin or your butt count as a catch, but 2 feet, the same foot twice, not count? That's ridiculous.
It's like saying Simon says, touch your nose with twice, and you just went.
But Simon said it. He did it.
No, it doesn't work like that.
It does.
It doesn't work. It didn't work like that.
It does. You know that rule's getting changed, right?
It's not.
Yes, it is.
There's other rules that are going to get changed soon. So
you want to bet? Let's have a show. We'll figure out a wager on that. I bet you in the offseason, the double tap, same foot double tap will be a catch next year.
Nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Just because it happens in our games does not mean it needs to change a rule.
But it's 2 feet.
Gotta relax.
At the end of the day, it's 2 feet. It doesn't matter which 2 feet. What if he had 2 right feet?
He probably wouldn't be playing football.
What if he did, though? What if he did? Okay. If he had 2 right feet, then he would never have a catch. So
what if I had an extra arm? Like, what are you even saying?
Tell you what, that bull rush with an extra arm that'd be pretty nasty, wouldn't it?
It would.
All right. Second George Pickens play,
yes.
The elbow after the fumble. What's going on? What was that?
Well, first of all, I think he was just trying to make sure he didn't get rolled up. As you know, we gave him a fumble, and they were trying to return it, and he was just trying to get out of the way. But the athletic ability to do that in that moment, man, the dude is, he's most athletic on the field most of the time. But he just to explode like that, come right back down. It did look like the people's elbow, and it was pretty cool to see.
I sent you a tweet or whatever it is that it was like to like wrestling music. It was like a wrestling thing, and it lands perfectly, dude. It looks like he's doing the RKO off a turnbuckle. Like it, very impressive by George. He is a freak, though. I mean, he's like one of those guys you can just tell he's just a freaky athlete.
Yeah, he is.
Also, one more thing from the game. There was a clip of Russ kind of looking back at a fan saying, "Not right now." Were you around? What was going on? What did you hear? What the fan said?
Well, usually if he's off the field, I'm on the field. So I'm guessing I was probably on the field. Didn't see it, but sometimes the fans just go a little bit off. But just gotta say, calm down. There's a lot more football to be played.
Yeah, a lot more football to be played. 6-2 heading into the bye. That's got to be a good feeling too. I looked it up. That's one of your better records you've ever had going into the bye. Not the
You
best.
looked up our buys.
I looked up what your record was going into the bye, and I will say it's been a mixed bag, but this is a very good record going into the bye.
It's not the best record we've had going
No,
into the buy, but
but it's one of your best.
it's pretty good. But I think the thing I take from it is it's a good start, but that's all it is a good start. There's a lot of football to be played. A lot can happen, and we understand we got a little bit of a gauntlet coming up, and I think we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, haven't played a division game yet, but off to a very, very good start. Yeah, are you excited for your bye though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What we got going on that bye? What we got going on that bye week, huh?
I can't tell you. I don't want you guys stalking me.
No, come on. Where are we going? Tell everybody.
We're
Let
not
everyone
going
know.
anywhere. I got Halloween coming up. I got to go out and get some candy this weekend. I got to make sure I take advantage of this costume and start deboing kids for their snacks.
I don't think people will be able to tell who it is. That's for sure. They won't know who it is who took their kids' candy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to move to 3 and out then?
Let's do it. 3 and out time. Let's go.
All right. Let's go to 3 and out now. Here, Wolverine. Bradley Bozeman, offensive lineman for the Chargers, was protecting Justin Herbert on Sunday after it looked like Nathan Shepard of the Saints was trying to rip Herbert's leg off. You've obviously had a history with Justin Herbert and punching him and also taking out his ankle earlier this year. What did Bradley Bozeman do anything like this to you? Because you've honestly been in the same situation before.
Bradley did not do anything. I have a good relationship with Bradley. We played him a lot of times and got to know him over time because he does a lot with the Walter Payton Award, and he's been nominated multiple times. But I love the way he defended his quarterback. Some defenders try to do stuff after the play, twist an ankle, try to get after it. And I like that he stood up for his guy. It reminded me of Marquise Pouncey all those years ago, where we were playing the Carolina Panthers, and I think Ben had a long run, and I think it might have been Justin Reed or Eric.
I think
Reed.
it was Kiko Alonso.
No, I thought it was one of the Reed brothers.
Okay, I don't know.
Knocked him out of bounds.
Alonso. Maybe Kiko Alonso got Mason Rudolph. I don't know, but yeah, go for it. Sorry, go.
But Marquise came over and handled what he needed to handle. He made sure that every defender knew you don't touch my quarterback like that. And actually, I think it was on a slide, and it was out of control. But you got to have that type of leadership, that kind of pissed offness, where you touch my quarterback, and it's not in the confines of the game, you're going to pay for it. Because it sends a message to not only them, but to everybody around the league. So props to Bradley Bozeman for handling that.
Yeah, it would probably say more if he didn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
Like it would say more about what the relationship is there, because he went nuts, which I don't blame him. Is there any way, and I'm just asking for a defender, for the guys, Nathan Shepard's point of view, is there any way he didn't realize the ball was gone? Because the video is terrible. The video looks bad. I can't lie.
I don't know. That looked like a very questionable thing to do after the ball's been thrown. It's like remember the Titans, and the guy kept letting the guy through to get the sack.
Yeah.
Kept getting Rev Harris hit.
Yep.
You you would get mad at your teammate if you just saw your quarterback getting dealt with. So I'm glad he got dealt with, and hopefully every team knows from here on out. Don't try that funny business.
Have you ever had to step in like that for a teammate? I don't remember you ever getting into it quite like that.
Not like that, but there's times.
There's times. Well, I want to see it, man. I want to see you really show that Wolverine come out. Look at you. I want to see you do it in that costume.
I won't be wearing this costume past Thursday.
You have to wear it for the game. Going into the Commanders game. I want to see you coming through the tunnel, walking in that.
No, not at all.
You should have done it this weekend. Myles Garrett did it.
Hey, I had a nice fit this weekend. I'll just say that.
I noticed it. Who did Liquid Death have that personally
Liquid
made
Death
for
made
you?
me a 1 of 1 jacket and pants. I was a little bit nervous wearing it, but I got some really great comments. I was told I was drippy, as the kids would say, and I thought it hit the spot.
Doesn't it suck that like I didn't even realize that was like that meant you had style.
Yeah,
It's weird, drippy. Okay, good to know. Thanks.
I
Well, you
was
look drippy.
told it took 10 years off of me, and I looked younger. So I was pretty proud of that.
Who told you that?
Atlanta Roberts.
Wow. Okay.
Even though
Nice.
Atlanta Roberts has plenty of gray hair to speak about.
I was gonna say I figured it was a younger guy, like maybe Pickens told you that, or Connor maybe gave you some credit there. But
We need to have a segment where we compare me and Connor's fits week to week.
we should do that because remember Connor did say preseason that he would outdress you this year.
He hasn't done that once.
He didn't seem like he's trying yet, though. I think he's
He's
gonna try.
trying. He had a tie on. He's trying, but he's just not there.
Well, maybe we'll do that next week. We'll start rating the fits. Okay.
Yeah, fit check.
In 2 weeks. All right, let's go to the second down here. Your former teammate Diontae Johnson is heading back into your division. He was traded to the Baltimore Ravens today.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I thought it was. It was the move that we've talked about for weeks.
It's funny. On Twitter, everyone's like, "We need to trade for Deontay Johnson." There is a rule in place where you cannot trade back to the team you've already been traded from in that current season. And so we knew that wasn't going to happen. But man, he had to go to the dark side. We just got some guys off that team in Patrick Queen and Deshaun Elliott. They are happy to be in Pittsburgh. Now we got going to Baltimore. I definitely think it opens up their offense. I think it does a great job of, spreading the ball around. Deontay can create that separation that they're looking for. And then you pair him with Bateman, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and then that run game. Man, they're, I think Lamar's got his choice of where he wants to throw the ball. It's going to be nice for him to have another option. And looking forward to playing those guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I thought in the last few years, I didn't love the skill guys around Lamar, and I thought the Ravens kind of did him a disservice. But you can't lie; they have really good skill guys. I mean, they had it before Diontae, and then you add him in there, and like you said, pair him with all the guys you said. I think he'll be a nice fit there. A lot of one-on-one opportunities, I would imagine, for Diontae in that offense.
Definitely, you go from a team that was 1-6 to now a team that's 5-2 or 5-3 that you get a chance to compete with.
That has to be one of the best feelings in sports, right? To go from a team that is considered one of the worst in the league to then considered a team that's going to make a playoff push, right? That has to be. I know you've never experienced it, but that's got to be an amazing feeling.
I'm sure Tay packed up so quick that he left a bunch of stuff at home. Like I'm sure Tay made sure to, he jumped on the first plane as soon as they told him. I'm probably sure he did the Devontae Adams where he was already in Baltimore at the time. So, I know, Tay's happy about this situation.
Well, that's like we're right. Devontae is actually a good point. If it could go the other way, where you left a team that wasn't very good, now you're on a team that's lost again this week. So it's like, yeah, you got to. I mean, that's a nice little spot for Diontae Johnson to go to a team that's going to be contending. So tough matchup for you guys, though. How it could be a little bad blood there, huh?
Not bad blood. It's just we got to play our best. They're going to play their best. It's two teams fighting to be the kings of the north.
Yeah, it is. All right, you're going to see him in a couple weeks. I believe a week after Washington, right?
We'll see him when we see him.
You'll see him when you see him. Okay, sounds good. All right, let's go to third down here.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go to these penalties.
Yeah, last week there was a play in the Vikings and Rams game where Sam Darnold's face mask was clearly tugged, not called, safety on the play. The game was virtually over at that point, which brings the question up. We've had this before in the league with pass interferences. Should penalties be reviewable?
Depends on the penalty. I think a penalty like a face mask, definitely. But to challenge a pass interference, OPI, always looks differently, in slow motion. But I definitely think when you touch the face mask, and it's that critical, because it just changes the game from there. But I would like to see that cleaned up a little bit. But there's a lot of face masks that it's not called to begin with. Whether it's in the trenches where O linemen are shooting their hands, D linemen are grabbing for the quarterback. Even if they grab it, they try to let go real quick. So depends on the penalty that takes place.
I don't even know why do we have to challenge it. Why can't the eye in the sky, the one that we've talked about on your butt block and things of other plays, why couldn't they just come in and say, hey, listen, you missed it. It was clearly a face mask. Throw the flag down now and do it. And then we're not waiting to challenge, because I remember when, you could challenge pass interferences. There were several ones that actually went against you guys. And it's like, you're right. It's such a bang play. I don't want to challenge those. But if it's an obvious penalty, why can't the eye in the sky be like, hey, you guys missed it. Throw the 15 yards right there.
I would like to see the false starts a lot more, because you see these O linemen kicking so far back, just trying to make sure they're able to guard the edges. That's one I think that needs to be cleaned up too.
Yeah, that happened a couple times last night, I thought. Also, delay of games. It feels like that clock hits zero, and I know they give you that second, but man, I've seen it hit zero and they give a timeout or they let the play run. There's a couple I think that you could. I'm not saying challenge because I don't want to bog the game up like that, but tell the eye in the sky to just step in, right?
Yeah, be nice.
Yeah, I mean, well, especially for you, defense needs help out there, man. Come on. You don't agree? Okay. All right, well, let's move on to fourth down here, a topic that we both disagree on quite a bit, I believe. Crocs were banned at a school for safety reasons. Should they be banned for other reasons?
It should never be banned. I love Crocs. I love my Crocs. You can wear Crocs to the pool, after the pool. Go and take your trash out. Bring the trash in. Going to school. Going anywhere. I would promote Crocs to be part of everyday living. That's just what Crocs do. They are the new and improved. What was it? Uggs back in the day. Like
No.
they Crocs are here to stay. They are a good shoe. They're reliable. There's not a bad, and then you can add this. You can do the little giblets on top to customize your Crocs. Crocs are the way to go in the future.
It's truthfully one of the ugliest shoes we have.
Have you had a pair of Crocs?
I would go slides, rock slides, and then if your feet get a little cold, get some slippers. Okay, some UGG
First
slippers.
of
I got
all,
a pair of
Crocs
slippers
are
right
the
here.
new slides, bro.
No, they're not.
Bro. And have you put them into active mode where you just slide the little handle down?
Shut up,
Bro.
God, you
they
sound
are
like such
fire.
a loser.
Bro.
Active mode. God.
Bro, I'm going to wear my Crocs to the next game I'm thinking about.
No, you won't. No, you won't. That'll mess up your outfit.
After the game, I'll wear them.
You need to get some Liquid Death Crocs.
Ooh, Liquid Death. What's up? Shout out.
I do kind of want to go back to that. So they just called you and said, hey, we got an outfit we want to send you, or did you ask for that?
We worked together. They wanted to do something a little bit special for the Monday night game.
Will there be more collabs in the future?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, so
you wanna
NFL
do
honors
more
this year,
collabs?
Liquid Death suit.
Ooh, a Liquid Death suit.
At least the lighting of the inside of the jacket, maybe. How about that?
Yeah, we could do that. I'm cool.
All right, Liquid Death, get on it. Maybe you just start a whole merch thing with them.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, you want to go to Game Balls and TFLs?
Let's go game balls. I'm first going to go with Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. My OLB rushing off the edge. I thought they did an amazing job. Each of them having 2 sacks, controlled the game for the most part. And I think, we talk about TJ a lot. Alex needs his credit too. I think when you look at these guys, it's not Batman and Robin. It is the Avengers. It's Captain America and it's Iron Man out there. You look at those two, there's no drop off on either side. I know people like to pay attention to TJ sometimes, but you give Alex a one-on-one on the backside, he's either going to give you a spin or he's going to get you with the edge, and he's making guys pay.
Yeah, obviously we're biased, but I think that's the best pass rushing ends in the league, man. Those two are tough to block. Good to see Alex back, though.
Yeah.
He looks really good. All right, I'm going to go Najee Harris. Last 3 games.
Wait, you got to say it right.
Najee?
Yeah.
Najee Harris. He had 3 straight games with 100 yards. I'll tell you what, man. I feel bad for anybody, especially the secondary, having to come up to tackle that guy. He is not going down at the first hit. It looks great. Looks great in Arthur Smith's offense. And I just think that guy is really running the ball well. And that's a big key to that offense.
Very true. Najee's been killing it. It's 3 back-to-back games like that. He's eating well. We just got to continue to keep being the beast. Mm-hmm. My next one, I have a nickname for him and a couple other guys. I call him the Short King, Calvin Austin. There's a club of Short Kings on our team between him, Beanie Bishop, Jalen Warren. Russ is on his way to being a Short King as well. But, man, I got to give it up to Calvin Austin. I thought he played his tail off. Really, got us going there in the second half with his punt return. Then to cap it off with another touchdown, catch it. I thought, man, this was the Calvin Austin, coming out party.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, that kick return, that punt return, that guy is fast. Ooh, I did not know if he was going to get to that corner, and he got there and was gone. I mean, very impressive. I'm going to piggyback off that. It's mandatory. Anytime the Steelers special team unit does anything well, Danny Smith is getting a game ball. That guy, I don't know if he deserves a raise. I don't know if they have best assistant coach, best special teams coach in the league award. He needs to win it. You guys have been unbelievable in that unit, and it's just another thing this week where maybe it wasn't a block kick or block field goal, whatever. It was a return for a touchdown that really sparked the win.
Why don't we ever have an award for special teams coordinator?
I was wondering if they did. They probably don't, but they should because, man, that guy has been – that unit has been so good this year. It's like It's crazy, man.
That would be cool to see Danny Smith get recognized. Dude is, he's drawing up the right plays, and man, I thought we were going to have another block there too. But it's a team effort. But Danny Smith definitely needs the credit.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's awesome.
My next one, I had to dive deep into the college football. I looked at the UTSA game versus Tulsa. Did you see this game?
No, I did not. I'm surprised you saw it, honestly.
So UTSA was up 42-17 midway throughout the third quarter. Tulsa came back and won, bro.
Really? What was the final?
Tulsa came back. I think it was 42-45.
Wow, man.
So I got to give props to Tulsa. Way to get it done. But man, epic collapse by UTSA, but much props to Tulsa.
Do you bounce back from that? How hard is that to bounce back from? Oh, man. How bad is that next Monday, that first practice?
Man, first of all, you're going to start eyeing people because you're going to be like, how the F are we here and not having a victory, Sunday for them? We're here watching this pissed off, asking ourselves, we just gave away the game. We just gave away the bag. You can't do that. You can't do that. If you score 42 points and you're up that much, you have to win the game.
Is that on the defense or the offense? 42 is a lot. That's a lot of points. Defense can't give that up, right? I'm hoping there was
on everybody because this is the way. If you're able to score 42, you can get to 49.
That's true.
You got some place for that.
True.
And that means somebody took their foot off the gas, but at the same time, defense, what are y'all doing? I'm assuming that there were some special teams plays where it was like, okay, we got quick scores here, but damn, that is a quick turnaround.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's tough. All right, my next game ball is going to go to the Steeler defense. I know maybe you aren't as happy with the rushing before giving up the rushing yards yesterday, but I'll say this: you guys have not given up a point in the third quarter all year. You guys are outscoring teams 53-0. Now, you can wave your hands in the air all you want, and I know you don't want to give credit. That's an impressive stat. Even you have to admit, not giving up a point in the third quarter through 8 games is impressive.
Wow, pat on the back.
I didn't say pat on the back. Listen, you don't have to be a jerk about it, okay? The truth is, it's an impressive stat, okay? And I don't think many other teams have that good of a record in the third quarter, so you should be proud of it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Oh, okay.
6-2. We got more games.
Okay, well, don't give up any points for the rest of the year then.
All right, we're moving on.
No, what do you got one more game ball? Because I got one more.
I got one more too.
Go for it.
Let's go. I actually got two more.
Okay.
This game ball, it's not really a game ball. It's a little different. I gotta give it up to WWE because have you watched the storylines?
Like in the current,
Yes, I just watched and I'm caught up. Do you know what's going on?
no.
So now Roman Reigns was hated after WrestleMania. Everybody was cheering Cody Rhodes, and he had the Bloodline. You know who was in the Bloodline?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. He had the twin brothers, Jim and Jay. They were the Usos, and then they had the little brother who was Solo. So this is what happens after WrestleMania. Solo leaves the Bloodline. Everything breaks up. There's no more Bloodline. You never see Roman Reigns for like 3 months. Everybody's looking for him because they understand Roman is the dog. He's the big yard. He's in the big yard. He's the dog in the big yard, right?
Okay.
So everybody's wondering when Roman's coming back. Roman comes back. He gets jumped by Solo, and he's got a new bloodline, new guys in it, and they're the new bloodline.
So Solo got a new bloodline, or Roman Reigns got a new bloodline?
Solo got a new bloodline, and so he's got all these new guys in there. They're jumping him. Then Jimmy comes back. Jimmy's been doing his own thing. And then they go and get Jay Uso. So now there's this whole storyline where the old bloodline versus new bloodline. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Wow, that sounds very exciting. I guess I hadn't realized.
Wait. But then this is the best part. They're teasing Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Well, I was going to say, isn't The Rock somehow a part of that?
Yes, because The Rock has been working with the new bloodline to make that work. So it's going to lead towards The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Wow, and that'll be when? April?
I guess.
Wow. Well, I mean, you seem pretty locked in here. I didn't know. Like, I figured like the Netflix thing really got you back into wrestling, huh?
Did I popped it. I was like, let me see what's going on here, and I like went through a deep dive on Twitter and found out everything. So it's pretty interesting.
Wow. I had not known that you were this deep into wrestling right now. That's wow. You learn something new every day.
Yes.
All right, my final game ball is going to go to actually you, and I'm going to say, I know you don't like to take any credit or get any credit, or you don't like to talk about accomplishments, but I grew up watching the Pittsburgh Steelers. My family is from Pittsburgh. I know what it means to play for that team, and I know the history of that team. And this week, you accomplished something. You became the defender with the most games played in Pittsburgh Steeler history. And like I said, I know you don't like to take any credit. I know, you don't like doing this, but 202 games in that uniform, that's a hell of an accomplishment, man. I just want you to know from me, your friends and family, how awesome and proud we are of that. Because that is, I mean, in all seriousness, that's a hell of an accomplishment, and it's awesome.
I love being able to wear this costume and not be serious with it. This is, it popped up on the screen, and I was like, man, why are they doing this crap right now? Like, I just want to focus on the game. Cool accomplishment. It's a cool accomplishment, not for me. It's about being around the guys that I have so much respect for. The Mike Webster, the Ben Roethlisberger, the Heinz Wards, the Donnie Shells, and Mel Blunts. That's why I have so much respect for the accomplishment. It's less about me, more about being around, amongst peers that you respect, and that's all I'll ever take from that. That's all I'll ever appreciate about it. But yeah, my next game ball. Let's move on. Do you know why? Okay, let me set this up.
Okay.
My next game ball goes to Eminem.
Eminem, the rapper?
The rapper.
Okay, why?
Do you know why? Because Jameis Winston went on a rant and shouted out some Eminem quotes, some verses from 8 Mile. I just thought it was hilarious in the moment that, like, we're still listening to 8 Mile in year 2024. Eminem, keep getting those receipts, keep getting those rewards. Hope they keep sliding a little bit more money into that paycheck. But it's good to see that the Eminem 8 Mile is still getting love.
Okay. Do you know Jameis? How well do you know Jameis?
I know him from afar.
Okay. Is he unintentionally the funniest guy in the NFL? Like, dude, if you just watch some of the clips where he's eating the W or he's jumping around the locker room with on his crutches, or that interview Sunday, or even well, you probably missed it. Well, you maybe not. The pregame interview Sunday too was great. Talking about how they don't have play for the name on the front, but they don't have decals on their helmet. Like, the dude is hilarious. He really, like, I don't know if he's purposely doing it or not, but he is funny.
I don't ever have a problem with it because the one thing I love about Jameis is it's authentic. It doesn't feel like it's not him. And that's one thing you will always respect about players, respecting other players. When you're authentic, it comes through. And you see it, week in and week out. Jameis is about that.
Yeah, I think it was Jerome Ford. There was a quote where he said, when Jameis Winston tells you a play, he acts like he has a surprise to tell you. So I would just one time want to be in that huddle just to hear him give a play. But he played great on Sunday, too. You got to give him credit.
Yes.
That was a good win for them, and he looked really good.
Very good one.
All right, well.
Let's go to TFLs.
Go for it.
Now let's move on to TFLs. I think everybody knows what this first TFL is going to be. Man, Tyreek Stevenson, man. Man, I'm not gonna, piggyback on anything, but man, that is a tough play to watch. As a defender, just watching it, you want to be locked in. But man, talk about a play you want to have back. That is one of the most ultimate plays you want to have back. So, man, that play, I'll just set it up. Jaden Daniels scrambling around, and I will say this: I'm not just upset with Tyreek Stevenson. I'm upset Montez Sweat was on the field, right? Mm-hmm. And then they ran a spy.
That was confusing. I thought that was weird too. And then the guy never came. I thought he was eventually had to rush, right? He should have rushed.
He rushed late, but you're just buying more and more time. You would almost think it'd be better to just all out blitz, get the ball out of his hands quickly, just so he can't go all the way downfield. You score late to, take the lead. It just felt like they were already satisfied for where the game was going.
Yeah, they also gave up, 15 yards the play before that allowed them to get close enough to where Daniels could get the ball to the end zone. I got to ask, though, man, you're one of the leaders on that team. What are you saying Monday or Sunday? I know he apologized for it, like you said. You don't want to keep beating down on him. But, because that's a game you had, and we always talk about how difficult it is to win in that league. What are you saying in the locker room after that on Monday?
I'm going to let my play do the talking. I'm gonna get checked in. Just going to be locked in. I'm not going to – that player he's going to be hurting from it. I'm sure he's turned off all his social media. You just want to play football. We all make mistakes in those moments. I can recall – we were playing the Ravens, and Joe Flacco delivered a ball, I think, to Torrey
Smith.
Torrey Smith, and it was like 50 yards, but that ended the game right then and there. And everybody's gonna be pissed off with himself in those moments. But man, the only way you get over it is you get over it and you move on to the next game.
Yeah, that video. The video's bad though, where he's talking to the fans and stuff. It's just all the angles of it too, man. Just an incredible play. Yeah. It's just a unanimous game ball. I'm also giving a TFL, to the Bears defense and how they handled that final possession too, though. I thought giving them the 13 yards, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys work on that play defensively, correct?
Yeah.
So what needed to happen there? I've heard what people have said. There's a guy in the front, and there needs to be a guy in the back, correct?
You box out, and you also bat the ball down. You don't bat it into the air.
But is it true that not everybody is supposed to go for the air too? Some people are just supposed to be on the back and the front guy.
Exactly.
So they didn't execute the play well at all.
No, not at all.
So that's going to be a TFL for the Bears as a whole, not just Stevenson on that.
Yeah.
Okay, you got another one?
I got one more TFL.
Go for it.
This took place in the Ohio State-Nebraska game, and I saw you comment on it. But there was a questionable targeting that took place. And it really ticks me off because after, when the kid's already suspended, then you rescind it. So then you're telling me they got it wrong on the field with the extra help from the officiating crew. So what are we saying? Like, I have a hard time because one, they declared it a catch. And how are you a defenseless receiver if you declared it a catch that ended up in a fumble? And so there's a lot of things going on, and then it almost looks like he dislodged the ball loose. I just have a hard time with the suspensions for targeting, game in, game out. They affect the next game. I know they don't have fines or anything like that, but when did 15 yards costing your team either way not become enough?
I agree with that. I don't think he should have been kicked out of the game. I do think, though, the fact they won, he will not miss the first half of next week's game.
Yeah.
So that's good. So at least he's not going to miss the first half of next week's game. I hate that rule, too. Listen, man, is it targeting? I don't know, because the rule is so stupid, or the rule is so, I don't want to say stupid. The rule is so, forcible head, contact to the head. It doesn't have to be with your head. It could be his shoulder that did it. Yeah. It's such a fast game. I think to put that on the guys is tough. It was a tough play. As a Michigan fan, of course I thought it was targeting, but what can I say? I mean, what do you want me to say? Okay, it wasn't targeting, and he got it back, so he's all right. All right, my TFL is this past weekend. Dwayne Wade was recognized by the Miami Heat. Have you seen Dwayne Wade's statue that came out?
Bro, that statue is ugly. That doesn't even look like him.
Not at all.
That looks like more like a Landon Roberts than Dwayne Wade.
That's probably disrespectful to a Landon Roberts, honestly. I don't know. It just doesn't look. I don't know who it looks like, but it doesn't look like Dwayne Wade at all. Which begs the question: if you had a statue made of you and that's what it looked like, obviously it's a wonderful honor. But are you kind of calling back like, can we get a new head on that thing?
I'd be like, guys, like, I would want to see it beforehand because I'm like, I know you're going to do great work, but like, we need to talk about this and make sure this looks right. And who was proofreading this? Did they just let this fall through the seams? Like, I have a hard time thinking this was everybody's first time seeing this. Like, and I'm pretty sure they were like, oh, this looks great. Like, we're just gonna go with it. But like, I don't know how you don't. This is becoming a recurring thing in the NBA. They're making these statues that don't look like them, or like Allen Iverson, they do a smaller one. Like we're finding ways to mess up these statues, and it's like, come on, man. Like we got to put some good work in here. Like we're trying to show love to our greats. That ain't love. That's more like, oh, we're just trying to go viral. We want to see if we can piss you off.
It's tough because you don't want to disrespect the artist, right? You understand they worked hard on it and stuff. But
this is the thing. You
had a job and you did not accomplish that in that. Like that was supposed to be Dwayne Wade. You did not accomplish it.
If you want that to be art, you go sell it on the side. You don't need to go put that in front of the Miami Heat's stadium. Like this needs to be done right. Like my daughter can create art, but we ain't putting it in front of the Steeler. We're not putting it in front of Acrisure.
Well, you just imagine like no one checked it before, and then like they're about to go out to do it. They're like, well, let me see what it looks like, and so they're just like, oh God, we have no choice. We have to do it now. Like you know what I mean? Like just.
And then you look at like an Ed Reed bust in the Hall of Fame. They got the hair. They got everything right in that moment. Like that. Like there's respect there. That's something that like will be immortalized, never been touched. Now that's going to be immortalized just for the wrong damn reasons.
Yeah, it is. I think Cristiano Ronaldo had a really bad one too, made of him before. So it's happened before. It's obviously not easy, but man, I'm like, we should have just postponed the ceremony and waited till we got a better. Yeah. They got to change. They got to change his face on that. It just doesn't look like him.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, you got any more?
I do not have any more.
All right, I got one more too. The double tap toe touch. That's a catch. Tackle for loss on the officials. That's a catch. It will be changed next season. We'll put a bet on that. That was a catch. In fact, I'll stick by it. That might be a tougher catch than getting the left foot down. So tougher catch. Tackle for loss.
Have you ever played wide receiver?
Well, yeah, my Madden guy. I normally stay at wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to get both feet down, but I would make an argument getting the two rights down. Two rights don't make a wrong.
So this is my thing. College, you get away with 1 foot, and you do this single tap crap, whatever. And I think George knows, like, he's just got to get his foot down. Like,
He got his foot down twice.
When you get 2 feet down,
that's 2 feet.
Like, how cold is the Santonio Holmes play in the Super Bowl?
How cold would it have been if he had caught it?
2 feet down.
If he had tapped his right foot twice, that would have been a tougher catch.
No.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No, if he had to tap his right foot twice.
You're telling me that'd be a tougher catch than what Santonio did in the Super Bowl?
If he had to tap his foot twice, it's a tougher catch.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it is. Not remember the acrobatic.
I do.
Like tippy toe. Like that's damn near impossible what Santonio Holmes did.
What George Pickens did last night is damn near impossible.
I'm not saying it's not a great play, but I think you're having recency bias right now, bro.
No.
Yes, you are.
2 feet down is 2 feet down. I will stand by that no matter which 2 feet it is. If you got your right foot down twice, it's a catch.
No.
Yes. It's changing this offseason, so you'll just have to accept it.
Well, we're going to get GP on one of these times, and we're going to ask him what he thinks is tougher.
He 100% will agree with me on that.
No.
All right, before you get out of here, you're not going to give us your bye plans?
The bye week plans are sleeping in, getting some extra rest, watching some TV, and watching everybody else in the NFL mess up this week.
A little staycation, huh?
Staycation.
Have you finished Love is Blind yet or no?
You haven't even finished Love is Blind.
I have finished Love is Blind.
You want to know why? Because we have the reunion this week. So you haven't finished yet.
Are you caught up?
See? Yeah, I'm caught up.
Are you caught up?
I'm caught up.
Okay, so can you give final opinions on that?
Final opinions. Man, Tyler and Ashley, I don't know how that happens, bro. That took a complete detour that I wasn't expecting to ever take place. I know Love is blind, but she is blind, boy.
Man.
She is blind and deaf.
That's
and
bad.
can't hear anything. Like I'm sorry. Like you just gonna spring 3 kids on me? Like what are we doing here?
And he had chances to tell her, man. He had multiple opportunities to bring that up.
I felt like the conversation would just get steered toward it, and it was like, yeah, when we have kids, and it was like, you're not gonna mention all these people. I
mean, I don't know, man. But hey, congrats to them.
And then, like, if I could go through all of the couples, what we got, Hannah and Nick.
Well, they don't obviously. Well, I don't. Spoiler alert.
No, they don't end up together. Yeah, I already know they don't end up together. Like I already seen it. Like Hannah, man, she's tough. She's a tough person to please. She expects a lot. But living in your parents' basement ain't gonna cut it.
when
gives me the ick too.
She goes, "Oh, so you're down here now? Where'd you live before?" He's like, "Upstairs." I lived in the room upstairs.
Yeah, like that's
Nicky
not.
D.
That's tough. I will say I fell asleep not at and I wouldn't have expected to get broken up with after I take a nap. But damn, that was kind of interesting. Who were the other couples? Garrett and Taylor. Mm-hmm. Props to y'all. Y'all figure it out.
They were probably the most solid one.
Yeah, they were a little nerdy, but they fit each other, which was great.
You know what's funny? I thought that too. They were too smart for me. Okay,
bro. When your last date is in the science center,
yeah,
you know you love each other pretty much.
That's true. That's true.
And then Ramses and Marissa. Whoa.
Yeah, lot there.
Mom wasn't playing. Yeah, Ramses.
We need to check on Ramses if make sure Mama Bear did not have her way with him because she threatened some serious things against him. And we didn't even – it's funny. When she called her mom, we didn't even hear the mom's reaction.
Right.
Like, they cut that off the show, so I could not imagine what she said. Like,
my dog was even like, man. But the last couple I was like, whoa, was Steven and Monica. because Steven, I've done a sleep study. Sleep studies don't go like that where you texting back and forth. Talking
Or
about the
drinking.
kinky stuff. Yeah.
Or drinking too. Yeah, I don't know if they let you get drunk at a sleep
Yeah.
study.
Sketch. But can't wait to see the reunion. Should be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I get to do that on the bye week. What a great time.
It is. Enjoy your bye week, man. Have a good bye week. Rest up a little bit and get ready for the Commanders.
Yep. That's what I will do. Friends and family and fans, make sure you rest up this week. We will see you next week after the bye. Appreciate you guys. Anything for the boy or anybody?
No, just everybody rest up. I've been battling illness. Glad the team was able to pull it out despite me being sick this past week. And, just going to take this bye week to really calm down and relax my body.
Did we need to put you on IR?
No, I fought through it. I just had fluids and got a shot before the game, and I was good to go.
Okay. Well, Good to hear.
Thanks.
Well, thanks, folks, for caring about Hayden. We'll make sure he gets taken care of. Happy Halloween again. And we'll see you next time on Not Just Football. So make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.